Coming up on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City after show.
You're the f***ing liar! You're the f***ing liar! I am not! Do not do this to me!
I literally hit my boiling point. I was like, I'm done.
She's throwing a tantrum. I'm like, get up.
She said nobody is standing up for her. She's richer than all us bitches and she does not need to be here.
I am f***ing richer than all of you. I don't need to f***ing be here.
Who says that?
She's not, by the way, just FYI. Yeah. Meredith's private investigator can verify that.
I mean, I don't regret saying it. I've worked hard, and at this point, I'd had enough. And if that offended anyone, whatever, I said what I said.
Meredith is a piece of shit. I have your back and I'm offended by that. You, that f***ing piece of shit, garbage whore.
I mean, Lisa says several times that nobody has her back. I have been an intensely supportive friend. Well, what is your expectation? It certainly isn't ride or die loyalty, or you wouldn't have made friends with Jen.
It was all just mean girl petty.
It was truth, Sarah.
Yes.
Thank you for showing up as who you really are finally.
My father died. What doesn't add up about that?
You have a scab that's just sort of healing and just sort of scabbing over, and they ripped it right off.
These girls are evil.
Say when and where you had the memorial.
Right now, you're looking like a liar.
I'll never leave you. I promise.
If anybody needed a church, was Jen Shah.
What I saw there, I mean, they were like worshiping Mary. Like she has a gold microphone. I have a microphone, but hers is like Whitney Houston microphone.
Your Real Housewives of Salt Lake City after show starts now.
Lisa, you were upset after the Cinco de Mayo dinner, and you let everyone know.
Oh my God.
You all had a choice tonight and you all made the wrong one. Every single one of you guys made the wrong decision. I'm better than this. I've been nothing but nice to you, Jen Shah!
Lisa's on the floor kicking and screaming like she's 5. She's throwing a tantrum. I'm like, get up.
I am so tired of you guys. I'm so tired. That just got turned on me.
She was just burning the village down as she left.
You're the f***ing liar. You're the f***ing liar. I am not. Do not do this to me.
Her exact words were, I'm richer than all you bitches. I don't even need to be here.
I am f***ing richer than all of you. I don't need to f***ing be here. Okay, that's not nice. Get me the f*** out of here.
Who says that?
She's not, by the way, just FYI. Yeah. Meredith's private investigator can verify that.
She's like, F Meredith, I have more money than Meredith. And you start counting people's money and you start comparing yourself with, then I know you're childish. Then I know you're not really, you're in a game. You're in life because there's always someone richer, always someone poorer, always someone better. If you have a need to be the best, I find that an insecurity.
The whole point of saying that is, I don't need to be here. I have a good life. I worked really hard for my life. I can leave here and I can never be a part of this again, and I'm good. I'm done. It wasn't to insult anyone. I went on an apology tour the next day, but I don't regret saying it. I've worked hard, and at this point, I had enough. I'm like, this is abusive.
Your whole life is fake. You eat at Taco Bell, for crying out loud. Meredith, is this okay? She's so nice. She's so nice. She's kind.
I literally hit my boiling point. I was like, I'm done.
Fake Meredith is a piece of shit. I have your back and I'm offended by that. You, that f***ing piece of shit, garbage whore.
And if that offended anyone, whatever, I said what I said.
Grow up, Lisa. Grow up. And get in reality and get into like some kind of lane, because she's all over the place and she's a mess and she's mean. She's mean-natured.
It was all just mean girl petty that I was just like, oh, like.
It was truth, Sarah.
Yes.
Now we see when you call us your sister, I love you like a sister. She said that to me. She said that to Meredith. She said that to Jen. She said that to Angie. And like the truth is, she stole her husband from her sister.
He dated my older sister, but they didn't have sex.
So we know how she treats her sisters. She was so mad that she couldn't fabricate what she really felt. She was like, I'm with all of you ugly bitches and F Meredith Marks and F all of you. And we're like, okay, here. Thank you for showing up as who you really are finally. And hopefully the world will see it.
So for the first time, we see Lisa Barlow have a little bit of a meltdown. What do you think triggered her?
Everything came to a head, and Lisa and Meredith, they definitely got their words out.
You're the f***ing liar! You're the f***ing liar! I am not! Do not do this to me.
Oh, Lisa felt, she's like, scream my name. She loves to scream my name.
Every single one of you guys made the wrong decision. I'm better than this. I've been nothing but nice to you, Jen Shah.
And I'm like, oh God, what? And so I'm like, come from my room into her room, like, what? And she's like, you didn't stick up for me. You didn't have my back.
You, Meredith. Joe, I've had your back. I am so tired of you guys.
She was upset. That's what set her off. She said nobody is standing up for her. And she's richer than all us bitches and she does not need to be here.
Guess what? I am richer than all of you. I don't need to be here. Okay, that's not nice. Get me the out of here.
And she is calling John. And then, oops, John is like 4 hours away. So he's not coming. So bitch, sit your rich ass down and deal with it.
You know what? It was enough is enough. Mary just went for me.
You don't even know how to be real. You wasn't
You don't
taught.
know what's real. Everything about you is
I mean,
fake.
you're like,
Let's not go
you're
there.
still eating candy. You live in a bubble. Your whole life
Let's
is fake.
not
You
go
eat
there.
at Taco Bell, for crying out loud.
Meredith was not really saying much. She was just sitting there.
Heather, of all people, is defending me at the dinner table.
But everybody is entitled to say that they want to be friends with someone or don't. That's okay. It's kind of jerky, you know?
I can speak for myself. It's nice to have people have your back every now and then. So I appreciated that Heather said that. Then Meredith looks at me and is like, I'm offended by that.
Nobody had my back. That offends me again.
I just had enough. And I'm like, how is this offensive? So then I leave the dinner table.
What Meredith just did is so up. I am done.
I mean, Lisa says several times, during the season that nobody has her back.
Somebody's got to have my back. Who is there for me? Because nobody is there for me.
It really bothers me because I don't understand what the expectation is. I mean, I have been there for her. She tells us all, no one should speak for me. Let me speak for myself.
I don't need for you to stand up for me. I got myself.
I can speak for myself.
So I'm not going to speak up for her if she's in the middle of an argument. She's doing fine on her own. I mean, obviously, if I saw she was drowning, I'd send her an inner tube, But I have been an intensely supportive friend. I have spent hours upon hours upon hours, of conversations with her, working through issues, comforting her in times of need, things like that. So I'm like, well, what is your expectation? Because it certainly isn't ride or die loyalty, or you wouldn't have made friends with Jen. And I don't believe in ride or die loyalty anyway. I'm not asking for that. Don't misunderstand me. I'm just saying, what is it you're asking for? Because I'm not feeling a consistency between what your expectations are and what you're, putting out yourself.
You notice in the van on the way to tubing, nobody says a word. It's literally like Quiet Place.
I need to Google that. Is that real? Is that a thing?
Please don't talk to me like I'm dumb. If I say something, it's bad.
Nobody said a word. That's not okay. When you see your friend treating another friend not nice, I mean, of course I'm gonna Google carbonation, hardening your ovaries. I drink 3 44-ounce Diet Cokes a day. I'm going to look that up. Google is a verb. There's nothing wrong with Googling anything. But it's at a point where I'm like, this is enough's enough. And I went up to my room and started packing all my stuff. I called my cousin. My cousins have a house. My husband's cousins, they're my family too, have a house in St. George. My best friend is there with her jet, still on the tarmac. And I'm like, I called my husband. I'm like, call your cousins, tell them I'm on their way to their house. I'll arrange for a car. I'm going home tonight. I'm done.
Jen, you had the opportunity to visit Mary's church.
I didn't call you.
Come on, man.
God did.
Yes.
And look who God sent today.
Thank you for inviting me. So I send a text out to all the ladies and I'm like, hey, happy Mother's Day, everybody. I hope you have a great day. And then Mary responds and goes, who's this? Jen?
That morning, I was just kind of sitting in my bed. I was just looking at the ceiling thinking, I got to get up. And I'm like, I've been waiting for this day. This is the day I don't have to be bothering these girls. I could be around people that actually have love for me. And I can be, I can go and get refilled of whatever I need to be refilled of. And, I think church is a place of restoring and, a refill. And you just kind of get that because I feel like I was drained. from all the stuff that I was going through.
You don't know what's real. Everything about you is
I mean,
fake.
you're like,
Let's not go
you're
there.
still eating candy. You live in a bubble. Your whole life
Let's
is fake.
not
You
go
eat
there.
at Taco Bell, for crying out loud.
And my phone rings and it's Jen. So I pick the phone up and Jen's like, oh, I just called you to wish you happy Mother's Day. And I thought that was so sweet. And I thought, okay, here I go with you give me a gift. I have to give it back. So I said, you want to come to my church?
I was like, what? Am I being set up?
Deep down, if anybody needed a church and a restore and just a place to drop your prayer into a prayer box, was Jen Shah. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, come to church with me today.
I'm actually excited because I've never been invited to Mary's church. I didn't have glam that day. I had to wash my hair. Coach was helping me blow dry it. Like it was a whole process. Okay. Coach was blow drying my hair and helping me. Okay. So we get down to the church. Mary's Range Rover is like pulled up on the cement, like half on the cement, half on the grass in front of the church door. Okay. I was like, that's cute. That's her parking spot. So I go in there, they are like full on like saxophone, people are dancing, people are, it's like high energy, and it's Mother's Day. And my experience with Mother's Day is like, there's usually a program at the church, when I've gone to church on Mother's Day in the past, like, and they honor the mothers there. This was to honor Mary, Mother Cosby.
I'll never leave you. I promise. I'll stay with you. I'll stay with you. I'm
There was a whole program for Mary, and like somebody had like done a poem for her.
You are my perfect love. God's love for his people reigns in you. God shines in all that you do.
It was interesting.
You've been the best friend. Come on, I could ever imagine.
I love the music and everything, but there would like, if you're not expecting it.
This is radical. This is obsessed. This is crazy. Crazy for Christ.
What I saw there, I mean, they were like worshiping Mary. She's like a rock star, like literally. Like she has a gold microphone. I have a microphone, but hers is like Whitney Houston microphone. Like there's a difference between our microphones. Everybody that's there, it's all about Mary. It's all about like, listen, they are crying. They are waiting on every word that she's saying, that was very, very clear.
Despite the drama, your trip to Zion was filled with breathtaking Utah adventure. Were you excited heading into the trip?
I was like, hell yeah.
I was like, thumbs down. I want to go international.
Well, pandemic restricted. No, I thought it was really cool that we were going to get to go and explore the other side of Utah. Like, it's so beautiful here. I'm an outdoors girl. So is Heather, though. Like, I don't know why she's...
Yeah.
I don't want to die a virgin.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I'd rather go to Italy than Zion's.
Yes.
I've been to Zion's a million times. There's like one restaurant in the entire land.
There's not even a grocery store. Like, I mean...
And it's just in our backyard. So it's not like the glamorous trip that you imagine taking with your rich, beautiful friends, But I did feel the same affection that Whitney felt. But I wasn't sure how the other ladies were going to appreciate it.
Hey, you guys, if you get lost, just look for the Louis Vuitton tread.
Yeah, that's how I track all of my hikes.
I think that's why I was so excited, though. I'm like, I can't wait to see how these women react when we are going to be doing the activities that Zion has to offer.
I had never been. And Heather kept saying, do you have your hiking boots? And I said, I don't go on vacation to hike. Like, who does that? I go on vacation to vacate. Like, that's, you vacate the premises, vacate this, just a whole different atmosphere. So when I thought of Zion, I had never been. I didn't know what to expect. She said, bring your hiking boots. So I didn't let that get me down. I stayed positive, and I still brought cute outfits, and it ended up being probably one of the most beautiful trips I've ever taken in my life. I thought rappelling was the most healing, fun, exciting. For me, in my day, I was a gymnast. So I love gymnastics. I would love the parallel bars. I love the beam pole. I was into all that flipping, and, hopefully it does affect me now later. So start walking a little bit crooked, but no, I love doing all that as a kid. So it kind of brought back that youthful and just exercising. And then it was so much beauty to be able to rappel down these 100 feet rocks, even though I cried.
All right, perfect. Watch your hair, watch your hair.
My hair?
Yeah.
And when we got to the last one, I was like, I didn't sign up for this to die. I chose life. But it was one of the most beautiful things I've ever done in my life. I'll put it that way. And I enjoyed it to the fullest. Like, I would love to take my son there. I don't know, my skin looked better. It's like it got the blood flowing in my body, and it gave me back that spark that, muscle had memory. My memory, it's like the muscles woke up and start remembering. It's like, ooh, it was amazing.
Zion has this magical energy. Utah is great.
Utah is phenomenally beautiful, and Zion has, deep religious implications for us. Like, we believe that Zion is like where God is at one with all the people. And a lot of the canyons in Zion are named after Mormon doctrine. Things like Kolob Canyon is the planet where Mormons, reside forever.
Yeah, because Zion is the promised land. So anytime you hear Zion, Nephi, Lehi, Kolob, like, what are all the names? Like,
Kolob is the planet that Mormons believe will be like the celestial glory for our heaven forever. We believe we'll reside on a planet called Kolob. So when you see Kolob Canyon, it's not just like the name of a canyon. That's like Mormon doctrine. Lisa believes, because she's Mormon 2.0, that she's going to live on Kolob one day. So I'd love for an opportunity for her to talk about that.
We're going to go to a planet, Heather.
Kolob Canyon, baby.
So the speculation about Meredith's father's memorial comes to a head.
I hated that moment.
Lisa had reason to suspect to us that the memorial didn't happen. Did you have a memorial with your father?
I'm not even warranting that with an answer, Whitney. Do not even go here with me. It's gonna go very ugly, very fast.
I was trying to help Meredith understand that what we were trying to say is just acknowledge the fact that it's not lining up.
Did we leave on Monday?
No, Jen got arrested on Tuesday, but she had the memorial before Monday.
But I called her. No, it was Tuesday.
Can you just acknowledge, can you please just tell us what day and time your father's memorial was? It'll solve the whole thing.
Well, she missed the first trip because of her dad's memorial.
Do you think that's true, though? Do you guys think that's the truth?
Just tell us when it was. Even if it was 2 weeks ago and you didn't want to ride the bus, just say that. Just say the truth, because right now you're looking like a liar.
It was like you have a scab that's just sort of healing and just sort of scabbing over, and they ripped it right off.
Did you have a memorial with your father?
Do not even go here with me. It's gonna go very ugly, very fast. I was trying to have some sense of peace, some closure there. Losing someone during COVID posed a lot of its own challenges. It was a very difficult situation for me for a multitude of reasons. Some family related, some COVID related, all kinds of factors. And I was having a really hard time getting closure and peace around it. So to be attacked and told that I lied about a memorial for my father because I turned Jen into the FBI and didn't want to be there when she was arrested, felt mean and vindictive because of one factor. It was public information that this investigation started 9 years ago. They all know that I didn't know Jen 9 years ago. Jen knows that I didn't know Jen 9 years ago. So to point your finger at me and weaponize my father's death against me for it, when you know what I've been going through trying to get some level of closure around his death, is cruel. It's really cruel.
And these girls are evil. They're just evil. These are mean girls in the making. And that's why I start calling them bobblehead. She definitely got the bobblehead. The bobblehead's like a big head. You know, you put those bobbleheads in the car, and because your head's so big, it's just bobbling. Like, only bobblehead people can say the most meanest things. How dare you question anyone and anyone when they had a passing in their family? The audacity to do that is just, you have to think you're somewhere, you know, your head's blowing up and you're putting yourself above someone to even question your father's passing. That's terrible. It's terrible.
The speculation over Meredith's father's memorial got a little out of control.
Whitney jumped in as an attempt to kind of clear the air.
There was speculation. I did not mean disrespect.
Oh, you were very disrespectful, Whitney.
I wasn't trying to be Meredith.
It actually backfired on me, and Meredith said some very hurtful things about my father.
I don't believe that you haven't talked to your father, Whitney. Why don't I take something painful to you and just rip the scab and tell you no one believes you? I think you're lying and making it up.
I know this is a sensitive topic for you, as you and your father have a delicate history, but do you want to talk about this moment at all?
Yeah, I do actually, because I know Meredith was just mad and snapping back, but it like crushed my soul, because there have been times that I, honest to God, wish that my dad was dead, as bad as that sounds, because I would know where he was. I could go visit him, I could go mourn him, I would know that he is okay. I don't know where my dad is, I don't know if he's okay, he's not talking to me, I have no idea.
Whitney, I thought it was brave of your dad to open up his struggle with addiction. How is he doing?
I don't know, Andy. I don't know how he's doing. He's not speaking to me.
So for Meredith to throw that at me, especially when I have opened up to her intimately, beyond what the world sees. I have shared intimate details about deep, dark traumas I've been through with my father. And so for her to throw that in my face, it hurt. Like, it was ugly.
I was grieving. I was in a very, very difficult state still at that point in time.
My father died. What doesn't add up about that?
I never had a moment really to grieve my loss. I had a very intense couple of months after he passed away, and that was really hurtful and offensive to me.
Did you have a memorial with your father?
Do not even go here with me.
I'm still not over that. I'm trying to get over it, but it disgusts me.
I was very proud of Meredith for saying that, and it's the exact same scenario, exact same example. I mean, she used the perfect way to turn that off, and I was proud of her. I would have said the same thing.
I think I lashed back and said something like, well, I don't know, Meredith, I didn't hire a private investigator.
We are repugnant human beings for discussing somebody's father's death this way.
Then did you want me to hire a private investigator to find out? I just remember it being a very dark moment, because I was like, I'm not questioning if your dad died. I'm questioning why you won't be honest and truthful about when the memorial was. And for her to bounce back with knowing more than any other woman what I've been through with my dad, that was a low blow.
All the speculation around Meredith's father's memorial explodes.
I would like to know who's speculating about my father's death.
Everyone.
But Lisa denies having any part of it.
I did not speculate on your father's death until you did. You're the liar. You're the liar. I am not. Do not do this to me.
The only person that ever questioned when she was having a memorial and there was possibly any discrepancy about when she had the memorial was Lisa.
She was in the middle of something. I don't know. But wasn't she in bail?
Lisa had been leaving like Hansel and Gretel breadcrumbs for all of us.
Did we leave on Monday?
No, Jen got arrested on Tuesday, but she had the memorial before Monday.
But I called her. No, it was Tuesday.
Usually we just ignore them, but we were starting to like examine each little piece and be like, why are all these things being left in our path, and what are we not picking up on?
When was the memorial? I think it was Tuesday morning.
Well, then she's lying to you or she's lying to me.
You know, at one point on the van, Jen's like, Meredith called the calling feds on me and that's your friend.
Meredith slandered my name.
Heather and Whitney were the ones saying, I think Meredith called the FBI on you.
How did they know that you were at Beauty Lab? It seems like Mary and Meredith know more than any of us.
And I was so confused, you know, like they had obviously all had conversations that I wasn't a part of.
What if the private investigator came across something and Meredith had some sort of suspicion or knew something was gonna go down? And that's why Meredith and Mary were not on the bus with us.
And then your brain starts putting things together and you're like, wait, this isn't making sense.
Well, she missed the first trip because of her dad's memorial.
I assumed it was because she had to go to her memorial in Aspen, but then when you called her, you were like, she's in the middle of her memorial.
Yeah, she was in the middle of something. I don't know.
Why are you questioning your best friend? For Lisa to weaponize it and say that Meredith was lying about it and using it as a cover-up so that she could not be on the party bus was just like, if this is your fight, Lisa, then fight it out. And Meredith, if you want to stop it, say when and where you had the memorial.
Did you have a memorial with your father?
I'm not even warranting that with an answer, Whitney. Do not even go here with me. It's gonna go very ugly very fast.
I lost my father last year, and you know, nobody gave a damn about it. And I had a huge memorial for my dad, and it was not anything that I kept quiet or hidden, but instead it just became this like pecking match between the two of them, and neither one would say what they needed to say to resolve it.
I think they had a lot to say about Meredith, and they started having all these speculations. They like to do that. They like to get in their little group and start making up stuff and just digging in Meredith's life and digging and trying to come up with their own reasoning why Meredith was not on the bus. To me, it was cruel, very cruel. And that's coming from nothing to do, sitting on a bus with nothing to do and just start making up stuff. Because why are they talking about Meredith when Jen and Lisa just got into an altercation? Why is that not getting resolved? I feel like jealousy doesn't have a face. It doesn't have manners. It doesn't have rules. And it just says whatever cuts below the belt. And that's what I think they did. And I think that's how they acted. And I think they were nasty.
Lisa, Mary criticized your diet and cooking skills in Zion.
You eat at Taco Bell, for crying out loud.
Oh my
What's
God.
wrong with eating at Taco Bell?
You're raising kids on Taco Bell. Who does that?
But we did see you experimenting with the raclette grill in Vail.
This is the most I've ever cooked in my adult life.
Oh, I 100% bought one. Let's add some shrimp. Like, put whatever you guys want on there, and then we're gonna melt the herb butter. You've got Gruyere cheese. Who's the best chef? That Ratcliffe grill, that has made me an expert chef at home. I learned a lot that night, and I have cooked a meal for my children on the Ratcliffe grill with Gruyere cheese. I actually bought one for all the girls. I have 6 of them at my house right now waiting to give to each of them. I haven't had the chance yet, but they're amazing. It was like the best thing ever invented. And I feel like a gourmet chef.
You know what I really want to learn how to make is eggs.
Yeah.
I'll try.
I was gonna get one. I'm just gonna wait.
You just have to wait, Jenny. Don't get one.